Now to provincial politics. Activists say Ontario's environment hangs in the balance as a controversial infrastructure bill makes its way through Queen's Park. Alan Carter hears from Indigenous leaders who warn of blockades should Bill 5 become law.
Promising to do whatever it takes to get the government to change its direction on controversial Bill 5. Leaders of First Nations groups today bristled at the way the Premier described anyone who opposes it.
Good morning.
Arriving at Queen's Park early Monday, Doug Ford had this to say about people opposed to Bill 5.
There's opposition with the radical environmentalist, not everyone else. People want jobs.
Making sure he got his point across, in the legislature, the Premier took another swipe at those opposed to the redevelopment of Ontario Place.
Only here with a special interest, left-wing crazies, complain about a $600 million investment.
Comments that did not sit well with First Nations leaders.
That's an idiotic thing to say, and it's so irresponsible.
Bill 5 would allow the province to establish special economic zones, perhaps around Ontario Place, or in the mineral-rich Ring of Fire in Northern Ontario, for example. And that zone will be exempt from provincial laws or regulations. It's meant to spur development and eliminate bureaucracy, but if passed as is, predictions of unrest.
There will be, closures, blockages of mines, roads. That's what I'm understanding.
We're here to say no to Bill 5.
Opposition from civil liberties groups to environmentalists is growing. Protesters gathering at Toronto City Hall Monday to express their displeasure. Even the Toronto Zoo has an opinion. The CEO saying the bill will gut protections for vulnerable species.
The current status of this bill and the process underway to enact this bill is not going to work for First Nations.
And it's that opposition from First Nations groups that seems to have caught the government's attention.
I think there's some more work to do. And I think for Greg and I, we understand for the Premier that collaboration is critical to achieving any nation-building project.
The Ford government is promising more consultations with First Nations groups. It is holding out the possibility of amendments to the legislation, although won't say what they would be. It has to happen quickly, though. The Premier wants it passed before the House recesses for the summer on June 5th. Alan Carter, City News.